Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony. Here I react to all kinds of music, most importantly, my alt groups, SB19, Got 7, Ace, and B2B. And a bunch more groups that I absolutely have been enjoying the journey with. If you enjoy my videos, then please consider liking the video and also subscribing to my channel, and make sure to turn on those alerts so that way you get notified of whenever I post a video. I also have additional content on my Patreon if you're interested. There are different tiers in Patreon. You can go check it out, where I have different tiers for survival shows versus album listens versus reality variety show content, and also dramas. Each tier will tell you what content is currently available to watch, and also album listens are available for a one-time purchase if you do not want to subscribe to the tier but instead just want to watch a one-off album review, album listen. I hope you guys enjoy my reactions, and other than that, let's get on to the video. What is up, everyone? Welcome back. We're back with some SB19 as always. I want to say, like, firstly, sincerely apologize, like, genuinely. I had it in my plans to, like, get some reactions out on my Patreon for, like, Ken's music, and I wanted to do a YouTube live, like, doing Tagalog lessons, and it just did not pan out. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie to you, work has been bad. So I've work has just been crazy busy and things have not been going well, and I just after work I just want to relax and I wasn't gonna do anything the past weekend, not like this weekend that I'm like putting out this reaction, but the weekend before. Like, I literally was just gonna have a weekend doing nothing. But then my friend was like, "Do you wanna come out to, our cottage at the lake and hang out?" And I was like, "Yes." Like, a nice day on the water in nature sounds wonderful. So, instead of, um instead of staying home and, like, doing recording and doing extra stuff like I wanted to, instead I went to enjoy the lake, with Foster. So I sincerely apologize, but you know what? Mental health is important, taking care of yourself is important, and it's what I needed, and I'm glad that I did it. But, I do apologize that, like, the things that I said that I wanted to do, I didn't get to doing. But, I'll get there. I will get caught up and put together eventually. I'm hoping that work will calm down soon. But anyways, other than that, I had a friend of mine um translate the CARLVERSATIONS video of not video, interview that Carl did with Josh. So I just want to sincerely thank my 18 friend who put captions and translations to this, because I've been wanting to watch this for a while, but of course I was like, if I watch it, I'm not going to fully understand what's going on. So, like, what's the point? So I sincerely appreciate, like, the time that she took to put captions to this so I could understand the interview and their conversation. So I'm excited to finally get to this. And then I also did find a fan cam for, I don't know if it's a fan cam or if it's just like a recording of the uh words. Oh my god, the live stream of the Acer show performance. I'm not sure, But it is a performance of Umaaligid, and I really wanted to watch a live performance of that, so I do also have that to watch after this interview. So buckle down for another long reaction. I'm excited to get to this and just kind of hear because I know that like Carl and Josh are friends. Like I know that the Juans and SB19 are pretty close, so um, I always think those types of interviews are more interesting because you can kind of like relax more and like, say things that you might not say in like an interview with someone that is a stranger to you, you don't really know. So I'm very interested to watch this and kind of see like how this interview goes. But, anyways, sincerely appreciate my 18 friend for subbing this for me. And if there's anything else that there was like another interview that I really wanted to watch that I don't think is translated. I can't remember which interview it was. I think it was another interview with just Josh. I can't remember. But anyways, and I know that I have a lot of like SB19 vlogs to get to and I definitely will get to those too, but I just kind of wanted to do something different today. And yeah. All right, other than that, let's just get into it cuz I am excited to watch this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I told you guys, I'm like burnt out, dude. Okay, let's go.
Meron pa bang fear ang isang Josh Cullen na pwedeng
Can I? Because I'm blind. Not really blind, but like I don't have my glasses on today, so I need the
mawala to
captions
lahat
bigger.
biglaan? Hindi
I'm sorry, what was the question? Rewind. Still have a fear that all of this may disappear
Josh Cullen
suddenly.
na pwedeng mawala to lahat biglaan. Hindi magiging ganito yung perspective ko sa buhay kung hindi ko pinagdaanan lahat yun. Catapulted you to a level wherein you can sustain what you have now.
Yeah, I've lost all my life.
Pwedeng mawala to lahat biglaan.
Please make our days normal at least.
Sabi mo na sometimes it feels unfair na may mga tao na parang ang dali lang nila makuha yung gusto nila. God
Real.
looks at the heart, but man looks at the outward appearance.
I'm also kind of curious, like, why does Carl do these interviews? Never mind. I just got an answer to my own question. I literally was going to ask, why does Carl do these interviews like in the back of a car? And as you can see, it literally says CARLVERSATIONS. CARLVERSATIONS. Anyway, I answered my own question.
What's up everyone?
Makes sense
Welcome
now.
to CARLVERSATIONS, and today kasama namin ang isa sa mga pinakamatagal naming kapatid sa industriya.
It's so funny.
A very talented, not just singer, dancer, but songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, and everything else in between. Everybody, let's all welcome Josh Cullen.
Hey, kamusta kayong lahat? Grabe naman yung intro mo sa akin. Pero napaka iba, isang karangalan na ma-interview ni Carl.
Bro, isang karangalan na grabe napapunta kita sa parking lot.
Oy, ano ka ba?
At napatambay kita kahit tumatagas ang mga pawis natin.
Hindi nga eh. Mas pinagpapawisa ka pa kaysa sa akin.
Oo, init na init nga ako. So, naka-jacket ka pa.
Naka-jacket. Alam mo kasi, dati, kahit saan lang ako natutulog talaga. Tsaka lamigin.
Ah, talaga ba?
Kaya, pero
Really?
okay lang. Ano pa.
Ako naman opposite, bro. Sobrang init, pag wala akong
I honestly, this is super weird. It's very interesting, like, how people, like, deal with, I don't know, like, weather. I don't know. I'm super weird. I actually get kind of cold during the day, especially if I'm, like, inside with AC, and I have to, like, bundle up, but at night, I get super hot. Like, I have to, like, have a fan on me when I sleep and stuff because I get so hot. So, like, I don't know why. It's very interesting, like, how our bodies work, but yeah.
Sinasamaan ako ng pakiramdam.
There's no AC.
Ako hindi ko kaya. Ang aircon ko, mga lang, nasa 25 degrees lang, ganyan.
Pag
sobrang lamig na, baka
Magkakasundo kayo ng mama ko.
Yeah, like
Mama
my
ko din
AC
kasi
during the
na.
day is set to
So,
like
this
72,
conversation, I just
74
want to have a
sometimes.
conversation with you. Matagal na natin itong pinag-usapan, pinagplanuhan. And I'm so grateful na nabagyan mo ako ng oras. Right now, if you're watching, ang oras po ngayon is around 10 to 11 p.m. already. Pero dinala po tayo ni Josh dito. At pinuntahan niya po ako. Hindi ako nagpunta sa kanya. Pinuntahan niya ako. Ganon ka tindi tong mama na to. Mama?
Ikaw ba naman ma-invite ka ng isang Carl Guevara? Siyempre
Of
naman.
course you'd go.
Anytime, anywhere. Hindi, pero matagal ko na nga inaantay ito. Sabi ko sa'yo before. Di ba nagkakakwentuhan tayo? Parang isa ka sa nilolook up ko when it comes to public speaking or sa mga kahit yung mga performances, yung well-versed ka kasi na tao. And iba. Parang marami ako nakukuha idea kapag narinig kita magsalita. Parang ikaw yung tao na laman ng mga podcast. Alam mo yun?
Naman. Ako yung laging nakabukas ng bibig.
Yan.
Actually, inisip ko ano bang pag-uusapan natin. Dahil very spontaneous nga ito. Pero naalala ko, binalikan ko kung paano tayo nagkakilala. That was around 2020 or 2021.
Sa pandemic, no?
Pandemic noon. Tapos parang may meeting tayo and nakita tayo. Tapos parang, hello po, ganun pa kayo. Tapos sabi ko parang, na kayo maya, nagpa-plastikan lang naman tayo dito. Tapos doon na, nagtawanan na tayo lahat.
Cute.
Back then, hindi pa kayo sobrang on a global level. Diba? Nagsisimula pa lang din halos, di ba? And napakapayak ng mga buhay natin noon. Nakakapag-samgyup pa tayo sa labas, yung mga ganun, di ba?
Totoo.
Pero ngayon, years after, all of you have been different. Bago na yung buhay, marami nagbago sa buhay nyo, di ba? Undeniable yung global impact. Kung babalikan mo yung mga moments nyo nung nagsisimula, ano yung namimiss mo?
Yun, unang-una. Very blessed, very thankful. Pero at the same time, marami ka nga rin mamimiss. Katulad nung parang, nafe-feel mo kasi minsan na tinake mo for granted yung mga moments na yun. Alam mo yun, lalo na yung mga time na pwede pa talaga kayo mag-bonding. Talagang genuine pa yung tingin nyo sa mga bagay-bagay.
Okay.
Na hindi pa siya ganun ka-competition talaga.
Yeah.
Pero nowadays, parang ano na siya, everything should be parang, alam mo yun, overloaded na with work.
Yeah.
Pursuing passion ng talagang, as in, kami mismo, individually, parang ako nafe-feel ko na pressure din kami. So, anong pwede mangyari sa amin in the future. Pero during those times na parang inosente ka or sabihin mo parang napaka-pure lang, di ba? Yung parang hindi mo in-expect. Marami kang goals, talaga namang ambitious ka, pero hindi mo in-expect na okay, nangyayari pala itong mga bagay na to. And mas laid back lang. Pero namimiss ko siguro talaga yung mga times na parang, ayun, yung nakakapag-chill pa kami. May mga times din na siguro hindi araw-araw responsibility sa work towards work. Meron pang mga konting-konting free time. Alam mo yun siguro Kasi ngayon, everything is work, everything is busy, everything is important. Ganon siya. Yeah. Everything is so important.
Can't imagine how
and
busy
one
they
thing
are
that
for real.
maybe people don't really get to realize is that yung grind na everyday, almost, na you're pressured, you're always
I think,
parang,
and I think like we can know that and we can understand that, but we'll never really like get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure all of 18 know like just how much SB19 works for what they have, but we'll never fully get it. Like, it's something we know, but until we are in their shoes, it's like you can't really fully know. Like, does that make sense?
you have to give your 100%. Bawal ka magkamali, bawal ka maging second best. Kailangan masustain mo yung parang, shucks, ito yun. The thing is, madali yun sabihin kung isang linggo lang yun or 1 month lang. Pero taon na nagganon yung buhay nyo. Taon na you are at the top and you are sustaining that. Diba? I mean, hindi naman natin madi-deny. Like, there is also pressure at the top. Diba? So, because of that, ang question ko naman is, so kung na-miss mo yung mga pure, raw moments nyo that you can still bond, you can still be, regular people, so to speak. Ano naman yung mga bagay na hindi mo nami-miss noon? Na parang, hindi ko nami-miss Yung kumakain ako ng totong, mga ganun. Di ko alam. I don't know what is for you.
Of course, ako, sabi ko nga, thankful and blessed ako. Kasi ako, growing up, very unfortunate talaga. As in, yung buhay ko, ano ba yung isang tuka ba tawag sa ganun? As in, siguro, very different from the normal, siguro, yung mga friends ko na nakakasama ko. Yung story ko, yun nga pang pang MMK na, pwede mo nang pwede mo nang gawing movie.
Sorry, I want to read about what people down on their luck that are based on. Oh, okay.
Pang MMK na, pwede mo nang pwede mo nang gawing movie. Sa dami ng pinagdaanan ko, parang feeling ko lahat ng experience ko na. So ako, ako personally, hindi ko talaga namimiss yung kabataan ko. So, kabataan ko, and at the same time, hindi ko namimiss yung hindi ko alam saan ako kukuha ng, yun nga, pangkain sa pang-araw-araw. Kasi mula bata hanggang tumanda ako, nagtitraining ako, pinapursu ko lahat ng gusto ko. Pero wala akong resources. Ganun, ultimo pag-aaral niya, hindi ko nagawa ng maayos. So, lagi ako naglolong for resources. Sayang kasi kung mas maaga sana ako natuto, baka mas maltaas yung marating ko. Yun yung lagi kong iniisip, di ba? Ayun, pag binabalikan ko lahat, hindi ko talaga masyado namimiss yung kabataan ko, yung mga pain, yung mga traumas. Pero at the same time,
I think this is the thing that kills me so much about Josh's story is the fact that, like, when you think back about your childhood, like, it's supposed to be nostalgic. It's supposed to be, I don't know, it's supposed to be full of, like, good memories, and the fact that Josh never got to have that experience of having that type of childhood is just really upsetting to me. Like, I don't know, like, your childhood should be the time of, like, you having fun and, like, going and playing, I don't know, tag football in your yard with your friends. Like, it's supposed to be about making mistakes and learning from it, and you have that time period to make those mistakes, and you're not pressured to grow up quickly. Like, I just, it makes me sad that, like, he never fully got to experience what childhood should be, and therefore it's something that he doesn't miss. Like, I don't know, like, I miss the innocence of being a kid growing up, you know what I mean? Like, and the fact that Josh never had that sense of innocence because he had to grow up so quickly and had so many responsibilities on his shoulders from the get-go is like, I think that's what makes me feel for him so much, and, like, a huge reason why I want to be supportive, like, because I think everyone should have that or be able to have that experience, and if he couldn't experience it then I hope that one day he can experience it now. Like, I know that he does have a lot of responsibilities, and I get that, but at the same time, like, I'm hoping he gets to a point where, like, he can just relax a little bit and, like, not worry so much about, like, I have to pay for this and I have to pay for that, and, I have to keep working hard so I can support family. Like, it would be nice if he could just get to a day where, like, he's like, okay, I have enough to be good and to just enjoy what I have in this moment. You know what I mean? I wish that for everybody, genuinely. Like, I also wish that for myself because that is not where I am at this point in life either. But I know that it's really hard, and life is really hard sometimes. So I don't know. It's one thing that I just always think about when it comes to Josh, is that he never got to have that typical childhood, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not to say that I didn't have a bad childhood, or that yeah. I mean, there were definitely some things. See, the thing is that, like, my parents never really told us if things were bad. Like, and as a child, you don't fully understand that. Like, if we were short on bills or if the house was about to be foreclosed, like my parents never told us that. Like they never involved us in those things, so I never knew about it. So I was very sheltered from that side of growing up. But, when I think that Josh wasn't sheltered from that and that he did kind of have to deal with all of that at such a young age, it just kind of like blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And at the same time, I also wonder, like, if I did know, if I had known at that time, like, what was going on in our family financially, like, what would I have done? Like, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been so demanding on getting this or that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's definitely a very different childhood and upbringing. So, I don't know, just like sometimes I'm like, man, like,
Pag inisip mo, hindi ako magiging Josh Cullen. Hindi magiging ganito yung perspective ko sa buhay kung hindi
that's
ko
very true.
pinagdaanan.
You wouldn't be who you are today.
Yung difficult past equipped you, catapulted you to a level wherein you can sustain what you have now.
Yun, nagaling ng catapult, di ba? Parang yung, ano yun,
Propelled
yun,
you.
arrow, na parang, di ba, yung parang sobrang hinihila ka bago ka mag-jumpstart na, parang bago malayo natin. Ganun talaga yung nangyari. Oo.
Pababa, bago ka tinira pataas.
Oo. Grabe yung catapult na yun. Iba ka talaga sa akin.
No, the thing bro is, ako, if there's one thing na I'm really amazed about, sabi sa research bro, maliit na percentage lang daw na mga millionaires ngayon ang dahil minana
Interesting.
nila yun.
I didn't know this.
Malaking percentage na mga millionaires ngayon
Self-made.
started from nothing. And nai-inspire ako sa buhay mo dahil kung kilala man ng lahat si Josh as an SB19 member, ikaw talaga yung merong sobrang drive and passion for entrepreneurship. Na you started doing business ventures even outside of being a musician and an artist. You went to gaming, diba? Merchandise. Marami kang business ideas. And that's what amazes me. Dahil sa industriya natin ngayon, lahat ng mga major superstars, sila Kanye, sila Rihanna, ang mga Kardashians, once they get to a level of celebrity, they eventually turn into entrepreneurship and making businesses out of their names. And you are one good model of that. Pero on the flip side, marami ding mga artists na akala nila dahil they enjoyed fame and they enjoyed the money that comes with that fame, it will be forever. Kaya may mga stories din tayo ng mga artistang sumikat, yumaman, pero nung natapos na yung kasikatan, naubos din yung yaman. So ikaw bro, what caused you to be so interested and invested into being an entrepreneur and venturing out of just singing and dancing?
Ang basic explanation ko lang dyan, I've lost all my life. Siguro yung mga artists, pero baka lang naman, hindi pa sila natatalo, di ba? Baka na-experience nila tong fame, yung success, tapos never silang natalo. So parang minsan kasi it gets into you eh. Nangyayari talaga yun. May mga tawag sa ganyan eh. Pero alam mo yung parang kang minsan kakainin ka talaga ng sistema na feeling mo unstoppable ka, namamayagpag ka, ikaw na yung pinakasikat.
Yeah.
Pero at the same time, kung hindi mo naranasan to yung mga katulad ng hardship siguro na naranasan ko bago ako mapunta dito. So parang the entire time gising ako. Ayan. Lagi kong naiisip yun na parang binabalikan ko yung mga lowest point of my life na alam ko hindi to forever. Yeah. Kasi 'di ba, kung ganun katagal bago ako nakarating dito. Ibig sabihin hindi yung years na yun, hindi biro yung years of struggles and pain, 'di ba? And yung years na yun, hindi pagka pinabayaan ko, bigla na lang din mawawala lahat.
Yeah.
So,
meron pa bang fear ang isang Josh Cullen na pwedeng mawala to lahat biglaan?
Yeah, every day iniisip ko lagi yan. Every day, lagi kong sinesecond guess yung mga pwedeng mangyari sa buhay ko na what if one day wala nang maniwala? What if one day wala nang makinig? What if one day mag-fail lahat ng plans, di ba? Hindi mo masasabi yun. Kasi yun nga, ang buhay parang ano yan, parang stocks or parang it's a cycle, parang crypto, talagang bilog ang mundo.
Yeah.
Meron ako
Parang
mga,
gulong.
di ba?
Minsan nasa itaas, minsan nasa
itaas,
ibaba.
minsan nasa ibaba. Kaya nga doon pumapasok dapat na totoo yung laging payo ng mga parang entrepreneurs na successful. Parang once na makatikim ka ng success, hindi ka titigil. Dapat lagi kang
to the next level.
Parang hindi ka nakukontento talaga. There's no such thing as kontento na ako sa ganito, kontento na ako sa ganito. Kailangan mo i-secure kasi magkakaroon ka ng another dream, another, like yung kung if may families, di ba? May family mo, kailangan mo ring bigyan ng inspiration, supportahan. And for me, yun yung pinaka-importante. Tapos, ayun, siguro, marami akong fears, lalo na when it comes to, syempre, failure. Actually, yan nga yung lagi ko sinasabi dati. Biggest fear ko is failure. Kasi, all my life, I've lost all my life. So, parang, parang lagi talo lang. Laging talo. Laging, bakit ako nandito? Bakit ganito yung buhay ko? Bakit, alam mo yun, laging nag-ask nga kay God before na, pwede po bang iligtas nyo ako sa sa situation na to.
Lord, baka pating balato mo na sa akin to.
Kasi yung mga times, di ba, naglalakad ka kwali ako during before, bigla kami pinalayas.
Okay.
Ito yung marami nangyari sa akin. Na-abuse ako ng bata na physically, mentally, and everything. May mga katulong na pinaguhubad ako, pinapasok ang kandila, yung ganun. Tapos nung tumanda ako, ayun, nakaranas ako ng iba't ibang klaseng abuse na nagugulpi ako, Tapos, meron yung time na pinalayas ako. Kami, as a family, doon ko na-realize na, oh my God, parang wala talaga nangyayaring maganda sa akin. May balat ba ako sa puwet? Masama ba ako? Ganun. So, parang takot talaga ako na meron akong success na natamo. Tapos saglit lang.
It kind of reminds me of and I'm sure every single one of us have experienced this, but whenever you're just going through a period of everything going wrong, there was this one time that I was really struggling. I had lost my job and I was struggling financially, and then my what happened? Oh my God, I can't even remember. I just don't even want to remember all the bad things. And then the battery in my car died, and I think I needed to pay a speeding ticket or something. It just everything happened all at once, and I was just can I just get a break? Can you imagine having a really crazy time like that, but imagine that nonstop. I feel like that's been Josh's childhood. It's not just been a period of bad things happening. It's been a lifetime of bad things happening. And I just can't even imagine, because I know how I feel whenever, things kind of snowball and you're dealing with so much all at once and you're just I want to break. I just want to end it all. I just want to get away. I don't want to deal with any of this. Why is it always happening to me? I don't know. I just imagining that times 10 or more, I just can't even imagine, dude. I don't know. It's easy to have, again, like I said in the beginning, we can have sympathy and we can understand what somebody goes through when they tell us about it, but we'll never fully understand unless we're in that person's shoes. And I have to say, I give high props to Carl and the way that he handles the conversation. Like, it's not like it's genuinely just like Carl wanting to hear from Josh about his life story, and like it's not like pitiful, you know what I mean? Like, like sometimes people are afraid to talk about their struggles because they don't want people to pity them, and they don't want to make people feel awkward about the things that they've gone through, right? So like you kind of tend to not say too much because you don't want to make others uncomfortable with your story, you know what I mean? And I think that Carl handles the conversation like really, really well, and he's empathetic and understanding, but also like can keep up with the conversation. You know what I mean? Like there's there's sometimes like and I like do not I don't what's the word? I don't judge people who do this, but there are some people who when they hear like stories like this, they kind of like shut down and can't be mentally there for the conversation because it's so uncomfortable. It makes them so like they can't comprehend like somebody going through all of those things. So they kind of shut down a little bit. And I'm not judging anybody that does that. I think that's a very human response, especially if you have never gone through something like that. You've never struggled like that, and you can't understand how someone else could make it through those things that happen to them, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a very human response. But I do give props to Carl for, um, making Josh comfortable and being empathetic and sincere, but also keeping the conversation going and also making jokes here and there to kinda lighten the mood and, um to make it not as overwhelming or uncomfortable. Like, I give major props to Carl and, like, how he's handling the conversation because it's not an easy conversation to have at all, and, I think I'm going to be very interested/nervous to watch Josh's, episode on the Time podcast, because I feel like it's going to be another tough conversation about the things that he's gone through, and I don't know if I'm, like, fully prepared for all of it because it is a lot. It's a lot to take in, and sometimes people just don't know what to say or how to say it. Like, you don't wanna say the wrong thing. You don't want to make that person upset. Like, it's really tough to have these conversations, and even sometimes even a certified, therapist who's been in the business for years can sometimes struggle to have these types of conversations with their clients. So, like, I don't I fully understand, like, why people kinda shut down with conversations like this, and it's and especially if you know the person too, like, it's hard to find the right things to say because you do, like, love that person so much that it's hard to hear their story, you know what I mean? So, I just wanna give props to Carl and how he's, like, handling the interview and the conversation, and I definitely think Carl was probably a bit prepared for like, I'm sure he knows, a bit of Josh's story and stuff like that, so but I don't know, like Josh had said earlier, Carl definitely has, like, a way with words, and he articulates himself very well. And it's something that I noticed too whenever I watched the interview with SB19 and the Juans that they did, like I noticed that Carl kind of facilitated the conversation really well, and he was the one that was asking most of the questions and stuff like that. Like he really knows how to facilitate a conversation, and it's a really good skill to have, especially in like the business world and stuff like that. So I just high props to Carl for real.
Natanong mo ba kay Lord or nakarating ka na ba sa moment na tinanong mo sa Lord na, Lord, bakit ang malas ko naman? Parang ganun.
Alam mo yun nga eh. Every day before, prepare ako. Sabi ko, Lord, please, kasi kami, magulo rin yung family namin. As in, laging away. Tatlo na lang kami, pero matindi talaga. As in, not the usual. As in, skandaloso yung parang nangyayari sa bahay namin. Parang sigaw-sigawan.
OA talaga yung away.
Nakakahiya, alam mo yun.
Pang teleserye yung away.
Oo, ganun. Lord, pwede ba, parang sabi ko, araw-araw yun, bro, araw-araw. Lord, iligtas mo naman ako. Lord, yung family ko lang. Lord, please make our days normal at least. Makakain lang, kahit, alam mo, once a day nga lang ang wish ko eh. Once a day makakain lang, maayos lang, walang nag-aaway, happy na ako.
Yeah.
Yung biggest dream ko before nung bata ako, I just want a normal life. Yun lang. Yun na yung pinakamataas na pangarap ko. So, para siyang, kaya ganun ako katakot sa failure. Kasi, kaya grind din ako ng grind ngayon siguro dahil doon.
Hindi lingid sa kalaman ng lahat. Because you've been very open about how growing up, there was really struggle in your life. Kaya naalala ko nga yung podcast namin sa The Ones, di ba? It's like struggle, something. Yung that we use that term struggle because that's how, when you were telling your story, that's how it felt. It's like you're going against the grain. It's like you're swimming against the waves, di ba? Parang against all odds, nilaban mo yung pangarap mo. And ang interesado ako, nung naging SB19 member ka na, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun, natapos yung struggle eh. Di ba? And minsan, iniisip ng mga tao na when you reach a certain level of success, the struggles will end. But in reality, mas nakakalamang na habang tumataas yung level mo, lumalaki din yung mga kalaban mong struggles.
Exactly.
Now, meron kang sinabi sa akin that really resonated with me. Sabi mo na sometimes it feels unfair na may mga tao na parang ang dali lang nila makuha yung gusto nila.
Ayan, oo.
Diba? Pero sa mga kagaya natin, parang we have to try and strive 10 times harder just to get half of what they usually just get easily.
Exactly.
And ako kasi, naranasan ko, that resonated with me kasi I felt the same. Na parang sa lahat ng aspeto, kailangan yung hard work ko 10 times para lang makapantay ako sa acceptance, sa admiration, sa pagmamahal ng mga tao. Parang ganun yung nararamdaman ko. Ikaw ba at this point, may mga ganun ka pa ding pakiramdam?
Oo, sobra. Kasi lagi kong, yun nga, parang kasulad sabi mo, kung akala nung tao, nandito na ako, wala na siya. Easy na, ganun.
Kasi di ba parang dati akala ko, basta sumikat na ako, okay na yun, hindi na ako mag-strive. Pero hindi pala, no? Ganun pa rin.
Parang ngayon nga, mas malala eh. Parang di ka na natutulog, gano'n na, as in, sobrang pressured ko na araw-araw, hindi ako pwedeng tumigil, hindi ako pwedeng, alam mo yun, dami mo ng responsibility. Sabi nga, di ba, with great power comes with great responsibility. Yeah. Wow. Pero, totoo siya. Kasi nung dumating yun, sabi mo nga kanina na bakit ganun unfair. Ang unfair talaga, sobra. Kasi katulad ko nga at katulad mo, 10 times harder. As in, focus na ako. As in, ginagawa ko na lahat. Tinitwist ko na lahat ng knobs. Pinapaikot ko na yung buong mundo. Inaano ko na lahat. Parang kinakausap ko na bawat tao sa paligid ko para mag-work yung plano ko. Pero yung sa iba, isang pitik lang, okay, nangyayari. Sabi ko, ba't ganun? Pero, alam mo yung realization ko nga dyan, you won't be able to control everything. Kahit anong sabihin natin, hindi talaga fair ang mundo. Parang kahit balik-balik rin natin, hindi magiging fair ang mundo, ever. So, kung ano yung mga bagay na hindi mo makokontrol, let it be. and galawin mo yung mga bagay na kaya mong kontrolin.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the, actually, for me, katulad ng ginagawa natin, di ba? We are working harder and you just don't have to work harder. Pero you have to work smart.
I like, I don't know. And maybe this isn't like as big of a comparison to make, but I will say, like, I I think I've talked before kind of a little bit about my upbringing and stuff like that. Like, growing up, I considered like my family to be definitely like lower middle class, kind of like brinking on poor, to be honest with you. Like I had said, like there were a couple times where our house was foreclosed on, and I didn't know this until like later on in life when I was much older and my mom told me, because my parents like sheltered me from all of that. And but I have an aunt who has done very well for herself in life and really like hustled to get an education and to get to where she is today in her career, and she's done very well for herself. And it was because of her that me and my siblings were able to receive such a good education. But there also was kind of like a catch to that. So I went to Catholic school my whole life and got a good education, but at the same time, like, it wasn't my parents' money that got me through school, it was my aunt's money. And so during school, like, I could see the differences. Like, you can see the kids who went to Catholic school whose parents had the money and you didn't. Like, I just, cause like whenever you're in school and like you see all of the rich kids with their designer clothes and designer bags and this and that, and they're going on these really nice vacations. Like, imagine that, but like it's everyone in your school except for like you and a handful of other people. Because that's what Catholic school basically was. I mean, like literally everyone I went to school with had money except for like a handful of us. And sometimes it would be a bit hard to like go to school and like see all of the nice things that, like my co-students had, and like meanwhile I'm like eating the school lunch and excuse me, oh my god, I'm eating the school lunch and like buying my clothes from like Gabe's or or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's it like really puts things into perspective when you're like in that, surrounded by that, you know what I mean? Like, you just really see like the difference in social structure um and stuff like that. Like, it was, I don't know, it was very interesting to say the least. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, but I get what John's just saying. Like, you feel like you have to put in 10 times more effort to get to that point. Meanwhile, those people that you're surrounded with that have everything, like, get everything so easily, and you're just like, I have to work even harder for that. You know what I mean? And maybe that's not to the same degree as Josh, like, for sure. Like, I'm not saying that, but why am I so itchy? But I do understand in a way. Like, maybe not fully to Josh's extent, but I do understand what it means to, I don't have my parents don't have the money for all of these fancy tutors and, taking SAT prep classes and, all this stuff. Like, I had to do all of that on my own. And, especially whenever I was applying to colleges, like, my parents never went to college. So, and by that point, my dad had passed already. So I really only had my mom for when I started applying to colleges and stuff. So I had no one to kind of help me with that stuff, like how to apply, how to get financial aid, because there was no way that there was no way that, she was going to be able to pay my tuition to college. So how to get out loans, and it was just it was a stressful time, to say the least. And like, you're 18. I was 18, like trying to figure out FAFSA and loans and applying to colleges and getting the money to, cuz you have to pay to like apply. Like usually most colleges will have like a $50 or $100 fee to even apply to go to their college. So I had to raise the money for that because my mom couldn't help me with it. Like, stop. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. It's like one of those things where, like, I know the things that I went through with like a lower income family, and doing it without a dad at the age of 17. So like, I just like, even though even though I will never like fully understand the things that Josh has gone through, like, I can at least know that it's been worse than what I went through. So that's like, I don't know, like, I can't even imagine. And for me, like, I'm pretty blessed. Like, I feel blessed and I feel thankful that, I at least had an aunt who's able to help me whenever she could, and that she helped me with my education, and I got a decent education because of her. Like, not everyone is lucky enough to have that. So, man, it's just like, I don't know, it's like you struggle, but at the same time, you're very thankful for the opportunities and the things that you did get. And I don't know. It's really hard. It's tough, man. Okay, anyway, sorry. Enough of me, like, enough of the
As
like
well,
cry
diba? Hindi,
fest.
working smart and working hard at the same time, I feel like mas makukuha mo yung goal mo. So kung ganon, okay. Kung kinakailangan natin 10 times na gawin ko to 100 times, parang okay, challenge accepted. Ganon. Minsan talaga parang gagawin mo o minsan susuko ka.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah,
kasi
totally agree.
sabi ko ayoko magkaroon ng regrets sa buhay ko. Na ayokong pagtanda ko, sasabihin ko, sana pala, tinodo ko na during this time, huli na pala yun. Di ba? Ayoko nang ganun.
So parang, di ba maubos basta naibigay ko lahat?
Yun, exactly. Actually, yun, nasulat ko nga yun sa no control, verse ko, yung parang sabi ko doon, dudurugin ng damdamin kung kailangan. Uubusin ng sarili, alang-alang.
Yeah.
Para sa pangarap, bawal na pigilan. So parang, hindi, yun talaga yung entire, parang buong nararamdaman ko lang the entire time.
Yeah.
Na, sige, kung ito talaga yung kapalit, gagawin ko. Basta, I'll make sure na lahat ng paghihirap ko magbubunga.
Yeah. Maraming manonood itong video na to na nakaka-relate dun sa pakiramdam ng sinusubukan mo yung lahat. You work harder than everybody else, and yet you feel so unappreciated, unloved, or unseen sometimes. Ako,
Tsaka di ba nakakabuisit yung parang, ginawa mo lahat, tapos yung isa,
tapos yung isa magsasmile lang. Okay na siya.
ang daya, di ba?
Wow. Di ba? Parang,
Ang daya.
madaya. Pero, ang encouragement ko, pag inisip ko, end of the day, gagawin pa rin natin yung best natin because we were built like that. We're built differently. And kung meron man ako encouragement na pwedeng maibigay, ako, kung i-rewind ko yung buhay ko, if there's one thing na pinagpapasalamat ko, yung discipline of working hard, discipline of giving your best. yung disiplina na hindi mo makukuha ng basta yung mga bagay-bagay. That makes you a person that's full of grace, wisdom, knowledge, compassion, empathy towards people. And yun, hindi yun mananakaw ng kahit sino sa'yo. Yun, hindi yun mananakaw. Kumbaga, kasi pagtapos na itong phase na to, pagtapos na tong season na to, at kwento na lang yung babalikan mo, hindi mananakaw ng kahit sino na ikaw ang pinakamasipag. Di ba? Ikaw ang pinaka mapagbigay sa mga fans. Ikaw ang pinaka generous sa fan service. Ikaw ang pinaka laging well prepared, di ba? Kasi ako, bro, to be honest, hanggang ngayon ganyan ako na parang yung iba magpe-prepare 1 hour, ako 3 hours. Yung gano'n. Tapos paglabas mo parang okay, ano na. Gets ba? So,
gets ko. Sobrang gets ko yung feeling na ganyan.
Kaya parang lahat gagawin mo para sa sarili mo, lahat ng supplement, lahat ng vitamins, lahat ng workout, lahat ng damit, lahat ng lessons, iti-take mo. Tapos, minsan, pag nandyan minsan di ba nakikita na hindi na na-appreciate siya, di ba? But at the end of the day, what matters is that it is making us better people. Kasi sometimes it's not about getting to a destination, but it's about who you become in that journey. And I would rather be averagely appreciated but greatly improved as a person with great character than be appreciated highly but shallow in character and maturity. Kasi people will, sabi sa Bible, bro, God looks at the heart but man looks at the outward appearance. And at the end of the day, I would rather have God smiling because He saw my heart than people clapping because they saw my face.
Mm-hmm.
Grabe.
I feel that, Carl.
That
was beautiful. I loved that.
Alam mo, sobrang
I think,
relate.
And I also, I also 100% agree with that. And how do I want to say this? That's why personally, I always live by the saying, treat others as you would want to be treated, because I don't know, I'm not an overly religious person, but I always kind of live by that, at the end of the day, yeah, I may not pray all the time. I may not go to church every Sunday, all of the things that you're supposed to do to be a good Catholic and all that stuff. But I think to me, what should be more important is what you're holding inside. As long as you're a good person and you're kind to others and you want to help the world in any way that you can, and you're true to yourself and your morals and your beliefs, then I think that should be the thing that matters the most. You know what I mean? I feel like even if I have regrets later in life about, where my life has gone, or, career wise, or, stuff like that, if I have regrets about that, then at least I know that I won't have regrets about who I am as a person and how I've treated people, and how my soul is on the inside. You know what I mean? At least I can be proud of who I am as a person, that I've kept my morals and I've kept my beliefs, and I always try to treat people with kindness and respect. And if I don't, then I need to be able to own up to it and apologize for my behavior. I think that's the most important thing too. We can't be perfect all of the time. I don't think that's fair to expect anybody to be perfect all of the time, but if you can at least admit whenever you made a mistake and apologize for that, and say that you want to do better and you will do better, and you act on that, I think is the most important thing. But yeah, I really like that sentence that Carl just
Na-relate
said.
ako dyan
Anyways,
na
sorry.
pag binabalikan ko, lagi ko na lang din iniisip at the same time na it's okay. Kasi nga, yun nga, parang you're not building yourself for other people, but you're building yourself for yourself.
Yeah.
And for the,
Exactly.
like, the important people around you. Kasi sila yung aalagaan mo in the future,
True.
di ba? Yung parang, kapag nabuo mo yung sarili mo na ganito, most probably, yung mga tao din na inaalagaan ko will follow. At the same time, yung parang talagang make sure mo na pagtanda ko, alam ko responsable ako,
Oo.
alam ko mabibigay ko yung kinakailangan, alam ko yung sa during tough times, hindi ako, alam ko na yung gagawin ko agad. Kasi sinubok na tayo eh. Sinubok na tayo ng decision makings and of course yung mga ganyang klaseng parang paghihirap nga when it comes to comparison, di ba?
At saka masasabi ko dyan, encouragement. Mindset ba? Na pag nararamdaman natin yon, ang laging reminder is, hindi pa tapos yung kwento. Hindi pa tapos yung boxing. Yung kunyari, itong show na to sa ganito, or itong race na to for who's the best singer, who's the best songwriter, blah, blah, blah. Hindi dyan natatapos yun. Kasi, di ba, nag-usap tayo sa mga, oh, you're full of wisdom. Na-realize ko, I wouldn't be who I am now if I didn't grind all those years. At kung nakuha ko lang yung empty praise palagi, I wouldn't have the drive to learn more, diba? To study more, to open myself more to other people. So sa mga, kunyari, minsan kahit hindi naman showbiz, diba? Kahit minsan work setup, ikaw yung lagi kang maaga, lagi kang, yung output mo, sobrang ginagaling mo, tapos di ka naman na-appreciate ng boss mo. It's not the end of the story. Hindi pa tapos yung boxing. Kasi eventually, papasalamatan mo yung sarili mo na naging masipag ka.
Parang, I'm in for the long game. Not for the... Ito lang. Yung harap ko lang yung present. Hindi naman yun. Galing. Tsaka alam mo yung pinakamahirap dito sa mindset na ganito is actually not the physical. Parang
The mental.
work. Pero pinakamahirap ito eh.
Yeah.
It's really hard to design your mind to think like that, di ba? Kung iniisip nung iba na, kaya ko rin yan. Masipag din ako eh. But actually, it takes a lot of parang questioning yourself. Kung ano ba, paano ba? Minsan kasi naliligaw ka din eh. Kung sa sobrang consistent mo, nakakaligaw siya na i-second guess mo rin.
Nakakaano siya. Tama ka. I agree with you. Nakaka-mess up siya ng brain na dahil consistent ka, you're building yourself up mentally na I'm excited to be out there. I'm excited to show the output. I'm excited to be to just go out there, diba? Pero when you don't get the validation or when you don't get the feedback that you have conditioned your mind to get, that really messes you up sometimes. And
exactly.
That takes a toll on your motivation na parang, so paano ako magpapatuloy? Hindi naman na-appreciate. So, gagawin ko pa. Parang ganon, diba?
Ako sobrang bilib kasi ako.
I also find that interesting because and again, it's not to their extent, especially as being like artists, you know what I mean? But I think definitely with my YouTube channel, sometimes I can get that way where, like you lose subscribers or you don't get as many comments on your videos and it definitely causes you to lose motivation and to be like, oh, like, is this really worth it to put all this time and effort into this and, not get that returned? And I definitely, and I'm not blaming anyone at all for this, by the way, but it really does affect my motivation whenever, I put out a reaction and I don't get any comments on it, or I recently just put out a reaction and I lost I don't know, 5 subscribers or something like that for some reason. I don't know why, don't know, I'm not really sure, but it definitely makes me question myself of did I say something that people didn't like and that's why they unsubscribed, or did I do something, or have my reactions gotten boring? You're always questioning what did I do? Is there something that I could do better? And you can't ask those people because they've already unsubscribed. So it's definitely, I definitely understand 100% what they're talking about. And it definitely causes me to lose motivation and not want to react to certain things anymore. Like if I've been reacting to a group and have gotten really no engagement, then it kind of makes me be like, okay, well, maybe I won't react to that group anymore because people don't like those reactions, or like, and it's not because like I want to get crazy amount of views on my videos. Like that's not the reason, but it just those even it could literally be a video with like 10 views, but 5 of those people commented, and that makes me happy. Like, does that make sense? Like, and I know like not everyone is like a commenter, you know what I mean? Like they don't want to um comment on videos. Like they'd rather just be a silent participant or a silent watcher. Like, and I totally get that, but I will just say like sometimes to get no comments on a video really kind of lowers my motivation to continue doing what I'm doing. So, um it can make it a bit hard sometimes, and I have had moments where I'm like, should I take a break? Like, should I, kind of keep to myself for a little bit and then try to get back to it. And it does like again, like Josh said, like it's a mental thing. Like you have to like tell yourself that your efforts are worth it, and this is going to get you somewhere eventually, even if you can't see it right now. You know what I mean? And I've seen that as I've continued to do this, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the beginning, like when I was 100 subscribers, I was like, man, is this really gonna pan out? Like, like, I'm thankful every step of the way. Like, the amount of subscribers that I was excited about 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 1K subscribers. Like, I will be excited and thankful for every step, you know what I mean? Like every milestone of this YouTube journey. But it's again, like it's just like a mental thing where it's like, dang, like I lost subscribers out of nowhere. Like I'm not really getting a lot of interactions on my videos. Like, is there something going on? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Like, is there things that I could do better? Like, it's just a mental thing. Like, it has nothing to do with actual subscribers. Like, it's just like it's on me. And um, but sometimes, even though like I'm thankful, at the same time, there are moments where I kind of do get demotivated and I'm like, is this worth my time and energy? And should I keep doing this and stuff like that. Like and I'm not going anywhere. Like genuinely at this moment, like I have no plans to go to go anywhere, like not to freak you guys out. But these are thoughts that I sometimes have if I'm feeling down on myself. Because let's face it, I mean, things can be going super well and you still kind of get down on yourself about certain things, and like it happens. Like we're not going to be 100% confident in ourselves all of the time. Like it's impossible. So um but I will say, like, I am glad that I have continued to do this, and that, I've been able to connect with so many people. You know, I never thought I would get to the point where, I would have my own Discord where everyone could chat about music that they love, and stuff like that, or actually going to a concert and, meeting subscribers who, want to get a photo with me. Like I never thought I would get to this point, but as Josh and Carl are saying, like even if you get to that point, you still feel like you have to work even harder and do what you need to do to get even further. You know what I mean? And to be fair, like I don't really know like what the end goal as a reactor is. Like to be quite frank with you, I can't even answer that question. And I don't even really know what my goals are. I mean, I think for me personally, I think a goal of mine is I would love to be able to get to the point where I could interview artists and, you know, K-pop groups and P-pop groups and stuff like that to kind of promote the music more, and not just in a way of where I'm reacting, but in a way of where I'm actually interacting with these artists and can ask them questions that get people more interested in them as people as well as their music. Like, that's the point that I personally would love to get to, but it's also like not something that I'm banking on. You know what I mean? Like, I think I think it's good to have goals, but it's also good to be realistic. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely know that at this point in time, I'm not at that point. I'm not at that, you know, like juncture in my reaction career, but it's definitely something that I would love eventually to do. And, you know, to really just get music out there more, like, especially these smaller artists who I think are extremely talented and have to work extra hard to get where they are. Like, I want to support those groups and those artists even more. So that's just, I don't know, I just to kind of like explain how I correlate with this whole conversation. And like I said, like, it's not the same because as an artist it's definitely a lot different as, you know, a YouTuber for sure, but I can understand the conversation and like what they're talking about, and I'm sure you guys can understand as well in like your own um and like your own story and like what's going on with your lives and the goals that you want to achieve and how you get there, but how sometimes it can be demotivating. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can all kind of find our own ways to correlate with this conversation, you know?
Ako sa'yo eh. Like, believe ako sa mga kaya mong gawin, believe ako sa mindset mo, sa EQ mo, kung paano ka magdala, deliver, especially with performances and especially with talking to people. Marami ka napaparealize sa isang upuan na hindi kayang gawin ng iba. Pero ikaw, you always know like the right advices siguro, masasabi ko, para ano yung bibigay mo sa tao, ano yung papakain mo during that time na kinakailangan nila. Parang alam mo na eh. Kasi bakit? Hinubog ka na nga ng buhay para doon. And talagang yung hard work mo na pinapakita.
So kagabi, nagdadrive ako sa NLEX. Ginajam ko yung, yung buong album. So habang pinapakinggan ko yung No Control, naisip kong itanong sa'yo, if magkaroon ka ng magical powers at magkaroon ka ng abilidad kontrolin yung mga bagay na hindi mo normally nakokontrol, ano yung kukontrolin mo at bakit?
Time.
Time. Wow.
No-brainer. Time talaga. Marami akong bagay na gustong balikan and marami rin akong bagay na gustong baguhin. Well, kung meron man akong makokontrol, feeling ko makokontrol ko lahat pag time yung nakontrol ko. Diba? Paano pwede mong balikan lahat ng history, pwede mong balikan lahat ng nangyari sa'yo, and at the same thing. Diba? Yung mga insecurities ko na hindi ko nagagawa ngayon. Like, for example, yung sana mas naaga ako natuto mag-instruments, mag-ganto, and not just for me, but for the entire humanity. Yeah. Medyo ganun ako mag-isip eh. Sabi ko nga, parang may purpose ako lagi na hindi lang dahil sa akin. Pero kung kuwari, may mga history na very yung colonial moments ng Pilipinas, yung mga gano'n. Yung parang gano'n. Gusto kong siyang baguhin.
As in, time travel na global impact ang...
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, parang gusto ko maging
Josh is so
proud
selfless,
tayo as
dude.
Filipinos.
He never just thinks about himself.
Mga bagay. Kasi minsan, tayo na yung Pilipino, mas tinitingala pa natin yung mga foreigners. Pero
mas tayo yung naghihilhan pa.
Exactly. Pero alam mo na ano kasi yan si professional.
Sometimes your worst enemy is yourself. Genuinely, like, sometimes the person that holds you back is you.
Professor Xiao Chua, tinuruan niya kasi kami during NCCA days.
Oh, really?
Sinabi niya na it all boils down to kung paano dinesign or paano yung kultura natin, even from before. Yung parang talagang yung dangal na word na buo sa kasi tayo mga Austronesians tayo na naglalayag. Tapos yung mga dangal na yon, yung mga since tayo medyo nagiging slave or yung ginagawa natin naglalayag para sa ibang lahi. Pagbalik may inuuwi, yun yung dangal. Okay. So laging mataas ang tingin natin sa mga foreigners or yung mga ibang lahi. Hanggang ngayon, na-instill siya.
Okay.
Tapos tayo,
Ganun pala.
pagkapwa Filipino, parang medyo,
Walang dangal.
kailangan yung mga Americans o kaya ganito. Parang, tunog pag malupit, tunog international, gano'n, di ba?
Oo.
Gets mo?
Hindi, tsaka sa atin, kunyari, bago yakapin yung mga artist dito sa Philippines, kailangan ma-recognize muna sila sa ibang bansa.
Ayun, exactly.
Tapos saka pa lang sila ngayon yakapin ng buong buo ng
Oo.
Pilipinas. Sa proud kami sa inyo!
Pero,
Diba?
pag tinignan mo rin yung language natin, parang medyo nandidisappoint lang ako kasi lagi akong proud sa sa kultura.
Sa language
Tsaka
natin.
sa language natin. So, yun siguro yung isa sa mga gusto ko talagang baguhin ultimately. And alam ko kasi na naniniwala ako dito sa music natin. Tayo ang future ng Pilipinas.
Yes, amen.
'Di ba? Tayo talaga kasi
And that is more true now. More than ever, kita namin yan, bro. Na the things that you do are trailblazing what the Philippines can become.
'di ba? Exactly. You guys as well. Sobra actually nung naka-work ko sila Japs, Kael, and even from before na naka-work ko kayo.
Yeah.
Sabi ko ibang levels din pala tong mga to talaga. Sabi ko alam mo bright future sa OPM. Pero kailangan na talaga suportahan tayo ng lahat.
Yes.
Including our co-Filipinos at ang gobyerno natin.
Totoo.
Yan. Kasi
Yes.
hindi nagbibigay masyado sa tourism. Alam, tayo yung malaking reason sa tourism.
I mean,
para sa
they are the reason that I
yung
want to go to the
listeners
Philippines.
Para pumunta dito yung ibang
Yeah.
mga from other countries.
Iba na, natatranslate na natin into tourism talaga.
Yeah. Galing, bro. Picking up again from your album, and you talked about Honest. Diba? So Honest is a track na you worked with Japs and Kael with. And honestly, hindi dahil sa mga kabanda ko sila or kapatid ko sila, pero talagang it's one of my favorite tracks. So, if there's something na dudugtungan mo, if I'm being honest, blank. Ano yun?
If I'm being honest,
I'm interested to see where this
pagod
is
na
gonna
pagod
go.
ako everyday. Yan, siguro
Real?
yan yung pinaka pwedeng
Real, I feel that.
Parang, I'm always being harsh to myself. Yeah.
Being too hard on yourself.
Yes, but too hard talaga. And may mga parang times din na parang gusto ko rin talaga na kumawala, unwind talaga. Pero parang ngayon, wala akong choice. Yun yung talaga yung pinaka sa akin. And minsan, kakalungkot siya isipin, pero at the same time, pinili ko to. Yun lagi ko iniisip. Pinili ko to and parang hindi ko yun yung sinasabi ko mahirap i-design yung mindset na gano'n. Na parang hindi ako pwede mag-fail. Yun hindi ko pwedeng tigilan to. Na ito na yung hard work na ginawa ko. Like say, nasa 90% na ako. Yung lagi ito yun eh. Parang most of the artists nowadays, 90% malapit na sila, hindi nila alam, tumitigil.
Yeah.
Kaya parang ngayon yung sa album ko, kahit okay, nabuhos ko na lahat. Feel ko, konti na lang, pupunaan ko. Pero minsan nakakatamad na kasi parang feeling mo, nabigay mo na lahat, hayaan mo na mag-work yan. Maganda naman hindi pero hindi. In reality, hindi. Kailangan mo pa rin i-promote. I-promote, digital marketing, and kailangan gawa mo ng paraan, kailangan lahat i-align mo. So, yun yung parang drain din talaga ako.
Grabe no. I cannot imagine. Kasi na-witness ko nung binubuo mo yung album, di ba? Pinaparinig mo sa amin yung other tracks. Tapos everyday ka na nagre-record. Everyday may ganap ka, ganyan. Tapos, nagko-coincide pa yung ganap ng group, di ba? And then doing things on your own solo career. Now, if magically, bibigyan ka ni Lord ng isang araw to rest, ano yung gagawin mo to really give you a restful state?
Grabe. Either maglalaro ako,
Game.
magpapamassage ako, yan. Yan naman talaga yung parang outlet ko mas madalas. Pero mas madalas laro na lang eh. Kasi mas convenient sa bahay.
Saka
Ganun.
nagpapamassage. Pamassage tayo. Ang hirap din. Hindi, ang hirap din kasi for us.
diba?
Go get a couples massage.
Kasi mo, saan ka ba dito ka lang ba?
Hindi pa ako nagpapamassage.
Seryoso ba? Doon sa may amin. Tapos turo ko sa'yo mamaya.
Ako nagpupunta pa ako sa malayo, like Pampanga levels. Yung
Layo naman,
yung mga puro Koreano na yung tao.
Dito, solid. Alam mo, sila, naman sila. Parang hindi ka
Decent.
naman na masyadong, solid doon. As in, meron ako doon favorite. Tapos, laging, okay, Pag meron ako kahit mga window hours, yung mga 1 hour
A
lang.
massage sounds
sinisingit
amazing though, I'm
mo
not gonna
doon.
lie.
Kahit foot massage lang, masaya na ako eh. Yun.
Okay, so para kay Josh, laro at masahe. Ang kanyang reason. So bro, just as we end, wanna appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
And yun, ulitin ko lang yung encouragement ko na
Thank you. Thank you.
people look at the output, but it's who you become in the process that's important.
Thank you.
And I know that it must be tiring. It must be frustrating to be grinding all the time. And I hope that days will come where God will really show you the fruits of your labor. Kasi ang promise naman ni Lord, your work is not in vain. So whether appreciated ng tao yan or hindi, the ultimate rewarder is God. And if God does not reward us through our expected admiration from people, God will reward us elsewhere. And I sense that so much in your life, that He has rewarded you with vision. He has rewarded you with passion for your craft. He has rewarded you with insights to the future that no one gets but you. And sometimes that's the difficulty. Dahil ikaw lang nakakita, it's so hard for people around you to understand what you're seeing. But also that's the gift of leadership. Because if everybody sees it, then no one will be leaders, diba? You
That's
become a
very true.
leader because there are things that you see and understand right away that people don't. So I hope that you find peace and security to be misunderstood, for people to be frustrated na, ang dami naman nakikita ni Josh, ang dami naman naisip ni Josh, ang dami naman ginagawa. No, that's a gift. And that's something that no one can steal from you. So bro, I want to thank you. And I heard you announced that you're gonna have a concert
Ayaw nga
sa
pala.
NFT. So,
Yes.
may nagtanong sa akin sa Instagram, bro, ano daw ba ang may expect nila doon sa solo concert? But this is your first solo concert, is it?
It is my syempre, my solo concert, my first ever, debut album ko kasi siya eh. Pero, ito, may expect nila, bro, just, siguro yung parang authentic me and my
Yeah.
story. Kasi, for the Lost and Found album, ito talaga, binuhos ko talaga lahat ng, parang, alam mo yun, I was very vulnerable in the process. Parang mahirap nga sa akin until now na i-play yung mga songs ko.
Actually, bro, yun yung napansin ko din.
Kasi-
Sobrang vulnerable mo doon, no?
Vulnerable
Like,
talaga
heart
lahat.
and soul.
Oo, as in, parang nape-play ko siya and all, parang nakikinggan ako. May mga nag-jive ko, tapos mamaya-maya nagbe-breakdown na ako. Yun, imagine ko na naman itong mga ano. Alam mo yung parang may specific, nasabi ko to sa interviews ko, pero may specific scent or alam mo yung ganong feeling, yung kung nakakaamoy ka cinnamon.
Nakaamoy ka.
Gano'n parang,
May
may naalala kang specific moment. Alam mo yun, yung gano'n. Uy, amoy kahapon to ah. Yung gano'n, parang gano'n, yung parang may something like that. May gano'n din siya for the Lost and Found. And my experience nila yung talagang kung ano yung mga pinagdaanan ko all throughout. And I want them, syempre, to be heard as well. Na kung meron man akong similar na experiences na pinagdadaanan, gusto ko makatulong sa kanila to.
Yeah.
And I want them, syempre, to I want to give inspiration to these people din na katulad mo. Similar din pala tayo ng mga ganong klaseng bagay. Gusto ko makita din nila na it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Di ba? Yung parang gano'n. Maging vulnerable din tayo. And ayun, so abangan niyo po yung... pumunta kayo sa aking concert this coming September 28.
Is it entitled Lost and Found?
Lost and Found.
Bro, congratulations on the success of your album.
Thank you so
and
much, man.
your solo concert.
Thank you.
Gusto ko magpasalamat sa'yo na sa album mo, Vulnerable ka. Kasi you could have gone the route of ano yung uso ngayon, ano yung kakagatin ng mga tao. But you chose to wait. If I have an opportunity to tell a story that's only dependent on me, I'm gonna be vulnerable because I wanna inspire people. And that's a different level of being brave. Kasi pwede naman na, doon tayo sa ano ngayon, what's the bop today? Let's just copy. Or let's just, let's go with the flow. But no, like,
Yeah,
you're like,
100%.
I'm gonna be me, I'm gonna tell my story. And I believe that many people will be touched and are touched by the music that you have released. So, proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Sobra.
Proud of you,
Sobra.
proud.
Salamat talaga. Salamat dito sa time na to.
Ayun.
Legit. Walang halong showbiz yan.
I wish all the best for you and for SB19. Shout out din sa mga ibang members na mga kapatid namin. Very proud of your work also. Lahat kayo nagsosolo, lahat kayo gumagrind talaga. I could only imagine a lot of the questions actually na parang paano po napagsasabay yung SB tapos may solo.
Nako.
Guys, wala kang idea. Nakakamatay yun.
Unimaginable, oh.
Nakakamatay
Unimaginable.
yun. Ito isipin nyo, schedule pa lang ni Josh today. May halong SB, may halong solo, may halong meetings and everything, di ba? So, yun. Excited ako sa concert mo.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for this conversation.
Yes, I really appreciate it. Sobrang nag-enjoy ako. Ako
din,
yun,
na-enjoy
nag-enjoy ko yung mga ganitong convo. Ang dami ko nga lang minsan sinasabi, hindi ko napansin na.
Actually, okay lang. Okay lang. Super okay
I love
lang.
conversations
Pero
like that.
sobrang salamat, Carl. Promise, isa ka sa mga nilook up ko when it comes to these things. Kasi gusto ko rin talaga maging very articulate sa pagsasalita. So, talagang yan din ang nagpapagana sa akin everyday. Podcast, reading, at syempre yung talagang paano ko i-design yung mind ko to be successful. And isa ka sa mga tinitingala ako, I swear.
Pero bro, yun, it shows din naman, bro, na ikaw ay punong-puno. You're not a beautiful empty jar. You are filled with so much wisdom, so much experiences, and that what makes you so beautiful.
Grabe naman. Alam mo ito, nagsasalita ka, para lagi tayo nasa
quotable.
Quotable lahat, quotable.
I mean that, I mean that, na kasi punong-puno yung kwento mo, hitik ka. Kumbaga sa puto, hitik ka sa bunga. Dahil marami ka pinagdaanan. And you're not just a pretty face. Di ba? Punong-puno ng kwento yung buhay mo. So bro, maraming salamat for being generous. So guys, stream Lost and Found and buy your tickets for Josh's solo concert sa New Frontier Theater September 28th.
Yes.
Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. We will put all the stuff there. And kung may masasuggest kayo kung anong next na gusto nyong gawin, let me know. Comment down below. Share this to your friends. If you learned something, share this to your friends. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been...
I guess the camera in there. I didn't even notice
This has
that.
been Conversations.
The camera's been there the whole time and I never even noticed. That's so funny. Okay, anyway. Absolutely. I knew that it was going to be a really good interview just because I know that the Juans are really good friends with SB19, so I kind of figured that sorry guys, I cannot get comfortable. I'm thinking about changing my setup for recording because I literally sit here because I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, plus I sit here to record and edit, and I just get so tired of sitting here sometimes. Anyways, sorry, that was anyways, the interview. I knew it was going to be good because I know that Carl is really good friends with SB19, and I knew that it was going to be a very sincere and genuine interview, and it was. It definitely was. Again, I think Carl, I totally agree with what Josh said. Carl has a way with words and he articulates himself very well. And, some people that comes naturally, and I also want to say this, to some people that comes naturally, and even to the people where that comes naturally, you still kind of have to learn. You still kind of have to learn those communication skills and stuff like that. I literally have a communications degree. I literally have my bachelor's in communications, and I still kind of have to think about how I say things, and I still make mistakes on wording things incorrectly, and people having to call me out on it, and stuff like that. So even if you practice communication and you get a degree in it, does not mean that you're going to be the most amazing communicator. Sometimes there are still things to learn and still ways to grow. So I don't want Josh to get down on himself for the fact that sometimes his communication skills could be better. I think all of our communication skills could be better. I feel like communication is something that we could all continue to grow in and learn about, for sure. So I don't think anyone should get down on themselves about how they communicate, because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to learn that, and even I make mistakes. So, yeah. But anyways, and I'm sure Carl, has spent a lot of time learning that stuff too. But I think a lot of really good topics came up during this interview, and I could correlate with quite a bit of it. Some of it I think, not some of it, I think Josh has a very unique story, and he definitely has one of those stories that inspires you and, makes you feel like I can go from absolutely nothing to something, as long as you continue to put in that hard work and that effort and you keep trying, it will be worth it in the end, you know what I mean? So, I think um I learned a lot more about Josh for sure in this interview, and I definitely think that the effort is worth it. I mean, especially when they were talking about like the Filipino culture and how he wants to bring more pride to the Filipino culture. Like I think you're already on that track. Like I mean, you already have Filipinos who live out of the Philippines who are kind of relearning their culture and relearning their language. And then you have foreigners like me who has learned so much about the Filipino culture and is also trying to learn the language. Like it's working. It's definitely working. And as Josh said about the tourism, like yes, absolutely 100%. Like I want to go to the Philippines solely because of SB19. So I think that they're very much on the right track and they're doing the right things, and I definitely will continue to support that goal for sure. But yeah, anyways, I really enjoyed the interview. I would love to hear, everybody else's thoughts on the interview as well. And again, thankful to my friend who translated that for me so that I could watch it. But yeah, let's watch. I feel like that was a heavy interview. Like there was a lot of heaviness to it, but there was also, some funny moments and some jokes. So like it wasn't all bad. It wasn't like all deep, but I felt like it was definitely a lot to take in. So let's kind of end the reaction by watching Sarah Jean SB19's performance of Umaaligid on or at Acer Day. And then we'll kind of end on a fun performance note, I guess. Okay, let's get it.
Global temperatures one of the strongest earthquakes ever reported.
Oh?
This is what the world will look like. AI models.
They are, in fact, blackmailing people.
Oh?
At the peak of the campaign period, online disinformation continues to spread rapidly. No small thanks to troll farms.
Giit nila, ni-recycle lang ang video saying it is fake news.
A high-ranking government official was using public funds to build troll farms.
Dang, I wasn't expecting the beginning of this to be so political.
Dalawa ang patay sa balina sa South Luzon Expressway o SX.
Sa isang bahay sa San Juan, Quezon City, nangyari ang insidente ng kaguluhan bandang 1:30 ng madaling araw nitong nakaraang Miyerkules, July 30. Ayon sa ulat ng Quezon City Police Department o QCPD, sangkot na narito ang
my
anim
God,
na
I'm sorry.
individual. Sa isinagawang investigasyon, natukoy at natambok na ang pagkakakilanlan ng mga sabing suspect na kalaunay umamin rin sa kanilang pagkakasangkot sa insidente. Sa kabila nito, tumanggi pa rin ang mga
Curious
suspect
to know what's going on, like what's being said.
kaugnay ng nangyari. Sa ngayon, inaalam pa kung ano ang motibo sa kaguluhan at iba pang posibleng angulo sa kaso. Mula rin
So, I think this whole intro definitely confirms that Umaaligid, like, the song is definitely kind of talking about, like, the sneakiness of the government and and politics and the politicians and stuff like that. Like, I think this is all kind of confirming like what we were talking about in my live whenever we watched the lyric video and the music video and stuff. Like, I want to go back and kind of like rehash the lyrics because I now kind of like want to rethink about the lyrics and like how things were said. But I definitely think starting out the performance like this definitely kind of is confirming like what we were kind of wondering but wasn't we didn't know for sure. I don't really know. I don't really know like the political things going on in the Philippines because to be quite honest with you, I'm quite bombarded with the politics in the US currently. So, I it's hard for me to follow along. It's hard for me to follow along with what the fuck's going on in America, let alone what's going on in other countries because I literally get like I don't know, like 10 news stories on my phone a day. So like it's hard for me, genuinely it's hard for me to keep up with what's going on. But I'm kind of curious like what exactly is going on in the Philippines cuz genuinely I don't know. Like I'm barely keeping up with the fact that, you know, we're just kidnapping people on the streets and shit. So, you know, I like what is the world coming to?
Seti, Shaira Gomez,
Anyways, sorry. Didn't mean to make that like a whole political conversation, but
Umalulog ang mga kakaka. Gets me all the time. Mga sabi-sabi at naling akala.
this is also the first time I'm seeing the choreo for this, by the way.
Kahit magtigong kawader, bader, wala.
I can definitely see what people were saying about the audio issues, like the microphone issues.
Umaaligid, ingat-ingat ka, karabihan ka nung
Especially Justin and Sarah G's microphones. It's really frustrating.
Fake news and shape views and make fools as they choose to take crews to make sure habang mabulag ang katwira makalaman pipilali ka nung gusto magpalagan.
I like the choreo to this though. The dance break. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I like the dance for that though. I like the dance and I really enjoyed like the dance break for that too. Yeah, that was my first time seeing like the choreo for it. It was really good. I think it's sad that the the microphones weren't like as good, but like I feel like I feel like even with that, like you can tell that like they perform so well, you know what I mean? Like I think that SB19 and also Sarah G, like you can just tell that, and I felt this way at the concert too. Like you can just tell that they put 110, 120% into all of their performances. Like it's not, it's not just going on stage. And to me, like that's what makes a performance. Like I say this all the time, but like I can get over, some mic issues. I can get over, like a crack in the vocal. Like I can get over that if the energy is there and the way that you perform like makes me fully kind of, what's the word? Makes me fully like engaged in what's happening on the stage, you know what I mean? And I think SB19 is very, very good at that. And also Sarah G, now that I've finally like seen her perform live. I've never seen her I don't think I've seen, yeah, I don't think I've seen her perform live before. So, um I think she fit in I think she fit in like so well with the other members performing live. I really liked the choreo though. Like the dance break was really fun. But yeah, Sarah G's kind of fierce, I'm not gonna lie. She had like a pretty fierce um expression on her face. But yeah, and you can always tell that like it's 100% live every single time. You know what I mean? Like they're working their asses off on stage dancing like that and giving live vocals, which is amazing and I genuinely love it. But yeah, I'm kind of curious like what was kind of being said in the beginning, like with the whole like political thing. I don't know. But now I want to go back and re-listen to the lyrics. Not re-listen, but like reread the lyrics. Now that I feel like we kind of got that confirmation about what the song is about. Um but yeah, I'm very, very curious. I think this is like a really good collab, genuinely. Like even watching the music video, like I really, really enjoyed the song and I have been listening to it quite a bit. I don't really know Sarah G all that well. Like I think the only other songs that I've really gotten to was her collab with the SB19 with like that Acer song. I can't remember what the heck it's called. I think that's the only other song of hers with SB19 that I've gotten to, but I don't think I've listened to any of her just straight up solo music. Maybe I should check her out. I really want to eventually check out G22 as well a little more, and maybe I should check out Sarah G more too. I think that's my goal. I definitely want to get more into P-pop and not just focus on SB19. Like I definitely want to try to get into other Filipino artists and kind of expand my horizons and not just be SB19 for sure. So if you guys have any recommendations of like who you think I should get into, I definitely know that Sarah G and G22 are high up on my list. I also be getting into Alamat. I'd be into getting into them. But if there's any other recommendations that you guys might have, just let me know because I definitely kind of want to broaden my horizons and not just stick to SB19. But anyways, I really enjoyed that. I think that again, I think that they always put on a really good live performance and I appreciate that they always I appreciate that they always put in so much effort, even if, because there's, again, there's just some things that you cannot control. And unfortunately, like, if mics go bad, if audio quality is bad, like, I mean, that's not on them. Like, that's on, the venue and the production and the team. But I still appreciate that they still put like over 100% into their performances, even if something is going wrong. Um, but yeah, I think Sarah G's mic and Justin's mic were the worst, and um, oh my gosh, and Ken's mic was in and out a little bit, but despite that, I still think that they put on a really good performance, and I really enjoyed the song. And I really liked the choreo, like, somebody said that's how a collaboration should be done. I agree. I think this is a really good collaboration, and it's also made me want to get more into Sarah G because I haven't really dived into any of her solo music. So, and I think that's why collabs are so important and why I get a little bit annoyed with K-pop on that side of things, because in K-pop it's like everything's a competition, and collabs are kind of like a no-go. And I think that's really frustrating because I want to see collabs. Like, I want to see, like, who my old group is wanting to perform with and wanting to create music with, and that makes me want to get into those artists, like, I think collabs are never a bad idea. Like, unless that artist is sketchy, then maybe don't do the collab. But I think collabs are really good, and it brings you a new demographic of fans, right? Like, I don't know, I wish it's one thing that I, like, really dislike about K-pop is that the what's the word? The ulting and the fan culture is such that collabs are really hard to make happen, and also with like the companies and the contracts that the idols sign and stuff like that also prevents them from having collabs and stuff, and I think that's very unfortunate. Like, I think there could be some really amazing collabs out there, and there are some. Like, that's not to say that there aren't any. There are some really good collabs out there that I've been able to enjoy, but it's just, I don't know, the culture behind collabs in K-pop is kind of interesting, but I think they're important, right? Like, I think it's good to collab with other artists and bring in new fans and to support other artists and their music and stuff like that. So I really, really loved this collab, and like I said, like, it makes me want to get into Sarah G more. So Sarah G and G22 are definitely high up on my list. But yeah, if there's any other Filipino artists that you guys recommend, whether that's just an artist in general or whether that's P-pop, it does not matter to me. I listen to anything and everything, so I don't care. But anyways, I thought that was a really good collab, really good performance. I really enjoy the song. I would be interested to know more in depth about like the intro and the politics behind it and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyways, but I know politics can be a difficult conversation for people to have. And to be fair, like, it's something that I don't really go online and like jabber about because it takes a lot of energy, that's for sure. But anyways, yeah, that was another SB19 reaction. I'll get to more of their vlogs next time. And I'm gonna try to keep my goal of getting to some more Patreon stuff because I really want to get to Ken solo music more, and I also want to get to more episodes of the Time podcast. First Time. Is that what it's called? First Time podcast? I can't remember what the name of it, but anyways, all right guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed another reaction, and I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, be yourselves, and have a good day. Bye, guys.